Hello everybody and welcome to Redbeard Shaves. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review on Mammoth Funny Valentine. I have so much content that I've been preparing for this channel that I figured I better get to this soap before the end of February. So for hardware tonight, we'll just dive right in. I'm going to use my Jagger DE89. I have that soaking in hot water with a pole silver blade. I'm going to be using my Richman shaving brush with an S1 Innovator. And I've already had this soap blooming a little bit, so I'm just going to start diving in and lathering. Mammoth soaps, if you're not familiar, is a tallow base and duck fat base. This scent has base notes of strawberry, currant, neroli, amber, cognac, and whole wood. I do get a little bit of a rose scent off of this as well. It's mild, medium to medium high scent, I'd say. It's a very soothing scent. It's got just a nice calm undertone. It's lathering up pretty nice. Got a good sheen coming. Just going to keep working it till I see those peaks. So, hope you guys are all having a great week. Mine's been pretty crazy. Between work and trying to view properties and snow and ice and all that jazz, it's just been crazy. It's been change plans after change plans after change plans. But that's life. You have to be versatile. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. I have not been able to get my hands on this personally. A good friend of mine sent me a little sample to try out. Pretty excited for it. Just about there. This just a little bit more swirl. You can see almost ready. That peak's still kind of laying over. So just work it a little bit more. So yeah, I have a, ooh, yeah. That's more like it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and wet the dome. Take the specks off. I am going to use a little bit of the cube. And I'm just going to use a little bit lighter than I typically use. And then get to seeing how this soap does. A little cube in the eye. Oh, there we go. Start lathering. Ooh. So yeah, I definitely get a bit of a rosy floral undertone with the strawberry and the currant, but it's smells wonderful. It's kind of like one of those scents that it's not so light that you have to figure out what it is, but it's just there, but softly. I'm still, like with these samples, figuring out how much to put in the bowl. I'm currently, like I typically lather off of the puck and then go into the bowl. So that's still a bit of a trial and error for me. The last time I did it, I definitely did too light of soap, too little of soap in the bowl. I think this is closer. what I like. Good smell. Okay. All right, first pass with the grain. Good slickness, primary slickness. So yeah, like I had mentioned, we've been having some snow and ice in Oregon, which I live in the valley, so it's pretty rare. I personally didn't go into the grocery store, but I'm sure every loaf of bread was gone. In Oregon, typically when we get snow, everybody rushes to the grocery store and then buys everything up, and by the time they get out of the store, all the snow's melted. So I guess the fear of being snowed in really wasn't that real. But that's what it is when you live in a mild climate like I do. Such a smooth shave so far. This has pretty good performance, pretty good slickness. And decent secondary slickness. I'd say that the primary slickness is a little bit better than the secondary, but still gets the job done. Okay, rinse off the head. And go in for round two. So yeah, plenty of soap still left in the brush for the second pass. And I only use like, if you're somebody who scoops, I use maybe a little larger than a thumbnail scoop. That's how much I put in the bowl. All right, now I'm going to pull out all this creamy goodness and frost the top. And go in for my against the grain pass. My favorite, absolute favorite part of the shave right here. smooth it over. And going for second round. I could definitely see why they called this Funny Valentine. I could see this being a good soap for going out on a date or going out with the spouse on a date, because it's just got a nice pleasant floral scent to it, but it's not too perfumey at the same time. So it could be partly that I didn't grab enough soap, but secondary slickness just doesn't quite break the top on soaps that I like. Doesn't crack any of those top three, but it is still performing well. And the secondary slickness isn't completely lacking. It just doesn't crack the top, like I said. But part of that could not be the soap's fault. It could be completely my fault. With just working with a small sample, maybe not using as much soap as I typically do. I've heard that the post-shave feel is where this really shines, so be curious to see that. But it is, I mean, it does have good cushion, good glide, especially on that first pass. All those who watched my first video and all those that I reached out to for feedback, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I want to make this fun and enjoyable for everybody. Learn a little something, have fun, and since I'm new to this, I'm also learning right along with you guys, so I definitely appreciate the feedback and the support. You can really hear that feedback when I go around my ears. I have really wiry hair. My facial hair actually goes kind of up my head on the sides, up into here even. So I have just curly hair that kind of goes every which way. It's typically kind of my trouble spot. I would definitely try this soap again, just in how it is performing. And the scent profile is amazing. Okay, do a little rinse off and see what I need for cleanup. Which is not going to be a lot. It's actually a pretty clean, pretty good second pass. So pull out this goodness out of this knot. Oh yeah. Get a little bit here. Remember guys, when you're learning, we all love that BBS, but don't chase it. So learn to feel what is actually like mist hair versus hydrated hair. Because our follicles do expand when we wet the head, when we shower. And once you do your post shave, there's a difference between just mist hair, mist areas, and those pores actually closing and tightening up. And a lot of times when you chase a BBS is when you're going to get your irritation. And yeah, I'm good to go. So you're going to hear a little bit of water running. So I'm going to do a cold water rinse. And this does feel pretty amazing on the rinse. Quick dry off. That feels really good. Really, really good post-shave feel. Skin's extremely soft, very hydrated. I don't feel any irritation. I'm going to put a little Humphreys witch hazel on. And that feels good there. Humphreys does have a little bit of alcohol base, so you will get some feedback to tell you if you have irritation or any nicks or cuts. This feels like an extremely smooth and clean shave so far. So I'll let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to put on some Star Jelly. Like I said, I have lots of content coming your way. I've got quite a few samples, soaps to review. I just got some soaps to review, some brush reviews coming up, some razor reviews. For those of you who really like aggressive razors, I've got a couple of aggressive razors coming up to demo. For those of you who are curious about slants, I actually started with slants. I really like slants. I have some of those coming up for you. And a few other fun things in the meantime. All right. Just a little tiny bit of Star Jelly. This is the unscented. Very, very good post-shave feel. Give that just a second to dry, and then I do have the matching aftershave. Give that a good little shake. You always want to shake up your aftershaves. Mix up any skin food they have in there, get those molecules working together. It will help your fragrance note to come out, and it will also ensure that if there's any essential oils or anything, that those will mix up together well. Pour a little bit in the hands, rub them together. This is an alcohol aftershave. Feel just a very slight tingle back here where my friar tuck is. But other than that, the smell on this is fantastic. I would say that the aftershave matches the soap perfectly. It's just a little bit stronger in scent. Oh, and that feels wonderful. So, and in the aftershave, I get a little bit more of that fruity note, still mixed with the floral. Why am I saying floral? Floral note. So, excellent shave. I would definitely buy their soaps if I can ever get my hands on them. Because it performed well. Even with the residual slickness lacking a little bit, I was still able to get an excellent shave without any nicks, cuts, or irritation. So, yeah, good product. They're a small artisan, and they sell out quick when they go live. They sell through West Coast Shaving. I will post the link down below. I'll also post the link for Rich Man shaving brushes. If you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and then your notify button so you can be notified when I have new videos coming out. So on that note, this is Redbeard out. Have a good night, you guys.